Hello guys, welcome to my channel.
Don't play with it, don't be dishonest.
My name is Janice Seta. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for joining us in this community. It's slowly growing and I cannot thank everyone enough. Anyone who's been here since the beginning, thank you for trusting me and continue to watch me. For those who have been following me on Instagram or TikTok, you've probably seen that my surroundings is different. I am somewhere else. I'm not in Toronto. And the reason why is because I've moved to London, UK. And I'm here to tell you why. I'm here to give you the details. I'm here to just have a conversation with you guys because my life has completely changed and it's gonna continue to change. And it was a brief decision and I just did it. So you've probably seen videos on my TikTok about being a law school in London. I go to City University of London for my law degree and I've decided to do law. It's something that I've always wanted to do, but I kind of slowly gave up during my last years of university because the LSATs was stressing me out, to be honest. Like, it was giving me anxiety. It was just telling me, like, I just felt stupid teaching myself how to do the LSATs because the LSATs has nothing to do with the law. And I really felt like God was telling me, like, you can do mediation, you can do mediation. Mediation was always in my face, like, you can do mediation, do mediation. So I transitioned into family mediation. So pandemic hit, I found the perfect opportunity to do family mediation course to begin my family mediation journey and to be certified. So I did family mediation at York University. I have a certificate. You need 100 hours of mediation in order to be certified with the Board of Ontario. So I did the 80 hours with another program, but the rest of the hours was just 20 hours left. It was giving me, sorry, it's really windy. It was getting hard to do it because a lot of mediators are self-employed because of the pandemic. So sorry for the interruption. I had a call, but basically I thought I was going to go into family mediation, and I did tell myself that I was going to become a lawyer in high school, but then as soon as I got into university, I just changed my mind and decided to go into family mediation, which I'm not gonna lie, I really like. I really like the process. I really like how I'm in the middle. I really like how I see couples resolving their own issue, and I'm just like guiding their way into like making a decision together. Whereas a lawyer, they're the ones advising based on the law on what the client should do. So I really like that. But then this year, 2023, I got a job working full-time. You know, I was doing the 9 to 5. I was basically adulting at this point, and I didn't feel like I could move out of my parents' home. I felt stuck. I felt like I couldn't, I was not where I was supposed to be. I'm the type of person who always wants to strive for more. And I have a vision of what I want my life to be. And my vision is to build generational wealth and to pass it on to my children. I want my children to be nappy babies, basically. I want my children to be like, my mom is this, and I can get it from her. Like, I'll get a job because my mom is this person. That's what I envision for my life. I'm not saying that I'm not grateful for what my parents have done. I'm super grateful for what my parents started to do and are guiding me to do and are helping me along the way to strive for the better and always striving for more. But it doesn't mean that I am not content, and I'm living every day. Wow, I'm living every day with gratefulness in my heart. Then I don't know what happened, but one day I know as God said, hey, you should apply for law school in London. Like, I think it's time. June, I came to London. I posted that vlog and I'll link it here. I already had my mindset that I was gonna come to London to do law school because you don't have to do LSATs. and it's a new experience. I really felt like I needed to get out of my house. I really needed a change in my life and just experience life in a different way, in a different culture. I came to London in June. I was doing my application, not even knowing that I was gonna go to law school, that I was gonna be accepted. It was just in a rush. June, if you think about it, June, July, August, September, 3 months, my life has completely changed. So I applied in June. July was the last, June 30th was the last day of application. I think I submitted June 30th, June 29th, like to the end. And a week later, I got all my applications. I got accepted to law school. I was so excited. I was like, wow, God, you're really like opening the doors and telling me, Janice, go. Did I know? I didn't have money for it. I still had to apply for OSAP. I had to figure out my living situation. And because God is so good, I met my cousin. So I met her. I came in June, stay with her and my other cousin. September came. She's like, why don't you just stay with us? Like her and her roommate. And I was like, you know what? Like, if I can't find a place, I might have to stay with her. So September comes, my mom came with me, and to this day, I'm living with her right now, and I cannot thank her enough. And I cannot thank her enough for giving me a place, a roof over my head. She's so wonderful. Her roommate is amazing. Sudai, if you're watching this. They live in a great location, central London. I don't have to take the tube anywhere. Everything's local. And I'm literally living the city girl life, but in a holy way. So the challenges I faced moving to London to law school. So the first thing was I haven't been in school for about 3 to 4 years. And this is outside of mediation and other like mini certificates. I'm talking about like school, being a full-time student. It's been around 4 to 5 years, actually. 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4 years. I haven't been in school for about 4 years, so I am retraining myself on how to write essays, but now it's more like how to write legal essays, which is another ball game. I'm getting used to professors' accents. Thankfully, like, all 90% of my classmates are Canadian because I'm doing the graduate entry law program, where because I already went to undergrad in Canada, I can fast track my law degree into a 2-year program instead of 3, which is another reason why I came to the UK to do my law degree. I like school, I like learning, but I don't like the process of doing school. So the shorter, the better. And when I noticed that it was 2 years instead of 3, I was like, yes, please, let's go. Like I said, 90% of my classmates are Canadian, which was surprising, but now that I think about it, it makes sense why we're mostly Canadian. They could have been US, it could have been Australian, but a lot of us are Canadian. And I'm so thankful. That means I'm literally not alone. I am surrounded by people who are going through the same process, who understand life back in Canada. I'm one of the oldest. I'm not the oldest person in class in my program, but I'm one of the oldest. A lot of them are like 21, 22, 23. Honestly, like, I look like I'm 19 or 16, so it doesn't really matter. Another challenge is missing home. I'm really, really enjoying this right now, like having the opportunity to explore the city. London is a beautiful, beautiful island with horrible history, but like I'm really liking it, and I love the British accent. When I go back to Toronto, like, I want to have that British accent. I want to talk proper, okay? I want to talk proper. Sorry if that was bad. Those have been some of the challenges. Missing families, loved ones from home, understanding the accent, and getting back to school mode. Definitely one of my challenges. Are there any cultural differences? Well, I wouldn't say cultural differences because at the end of the day, it's a white country, and I'm sorry, but the culture, I would say Toronto and London is very, very multicultural. So you'll see anybody from different backgrounds. I'm living with my cousin who is Angolan, so it feels like home. So there hasn't been any culture changes or shocks. I love how there's food from anywhere. I love how I can make friends with anybody. Like, discrimination is something that's not discussed often in the UK, which is like, okay, like, are they trying to sweep it under the rug? Like, but I've noticed that it's very, very multicultural. The fashion, like, people can dress here, like walking around the city, just looking at how people dress, it's just like, oh yes, you know what you're doing. Just like another challenge that I forgot to mention is the weather. The weather, guys. Thankfully, the sun is setting right now. That's why I'm filming this, and I'm trying not to make my mood be a factor of the weather, because my cousin told me, like, you can't let the weather control you. And I'm trying, because I usually have seasonal depression, because when it gets cold, the skies are gray. I just want to stay home and watch Hallmark movies all day, all night. But I'm trying to, thankfully my cousin and her roommate take me out every single weekend to go explore the city, explore like little things that only local people would know. So I'm experiencing the city life as much as I can, considering the weather. Like, the weather is not gonna stop me, okay? And I'm enjoying my time. I have more control of my time, so I am thankful for that. Provide advice for those who are considering moving to London for law school. So, okay. Would I do it again? Yes, 100% yes. Although there's something else that I'll have to do if I want to go back to Canada to practice law, which is the NCA exam, which is basically exams that will be transferable from what I learned in the UK to Canada. Essentially, would I do it again? Yes. And there are programs, like I did it through Canada Law from Abroad. There are people like who advise you one-on-one. They'll answer any questions you have in the application process. They do the applications for you. It's through a portal, and those applications will be sent to various schools, law schools across the UK, depending on the schools you choose. After that, you'll get the results if you get accepted or not. You don't have to do extra exams. As Canadian, as someone outside of Canada, I don't know if you might have to do an English exam, I believe, if you are from a non-English speaking country. So that was my experience, and it was super easy. I literally applied by the end of June. I got acceptance letters by the week after. So super easy, can't complain. Like, Hillary, if you're watching this, Canada Law from Abroad, like, it really helped me. It was so easy, the process. I had so many questions. She helped me through my visa application. I feel like that was the hardest part, the visa application. And the visa cost is not the expensive thing, it's the NHS insurance that you have to pay. I paid around $2,000 something. And when I saw that, I was like, like, it shocked me to the core. I was like, excuse me, I have to pay how much for insurance? Can I do a monthly plan? No, you have to do it right there and then. And that was before you even applied for a visa. Like, you have to apply, you have to pay insurance before you pay for your visa. And then I did it in a rush, so everything was like on top of each other, where I really relied on God, and God, like, literally, like, I had to renew my passport. My passport was about to expire, so I renewed my passport. And in order to get the visa, I had to renew my passport, because I had to put my passport number into the visa application. So until I had my passport, I couldn't apply for a visa. So I got my passport, applied for the visa. Then I didn't even do expedited because it was too much. I applied 2 weeks before the due date to apply for me to travel. So I only had 2 weeks, and then the visa came 2 weeks later. And then OSAP, I had to apply for OSAP, which is another thing. OSAP, do not rely on OSAP, guys. Like, if you guys can get a student loan, get a student loan. If you can get money from your parents, get your... Sorry guys, my camera just died and I'm charging. So if I'm not straight, if I don't look straight, I'm sorry. But what I was saying, OSAP, do not rely on OSAP to give you all the fundings, because it will not. It literally gave me half a year of funds. But God is such a giving God, and I serve a Jehovah Jireh, that he will continue to provide for my studies. And guys, I'm in law school. Like, imposter syndrome is such a thing for me, where like sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just in school. No girl, I'm in law school. Like, I'm in law school. And at least kidding who? And next question is, what type of law will I practice? So like I told you guys, I did family mediation, but I will not do family law. Family mediation is more peaceful, it's more for people who know how to speak to each other, who know how to make decisions and think of their children, what's best for their children. Family law is very like, you have to have like, as a lawyer, you have to be that person who just makes decisions and doesn't think with their heart. It has to be a person who thinks with their head. And I'm not saying other types of law you think with your heart more than your head, but these are lives that you have to think about. It's just so much that goes on into family law that I do not have the heart to deal with that on a daily basis. Corporate law, media law, anything that gets me into the creative space, and thinking contract law is really interesting right now. So how's school so far? So I'm doing 4 courses. I didn't get to choose any of them. They gave me 4 courses that I have to do, which is tort, constitutional law, criminal law, and contract law. I'm doing 4 this year actually. I have no exams until April, May, and so right now I'm chilling, but there are mock tests, mock essays that I can do to see how the professor marks, to see how my writing skills are, to improve it, because at the end of the year it's going to be very hectic, because you're going to have to remember everything. I'm going to have to remember everything from September until the end of the year. Even though the curriculum sounds easy, I can't slack off, because it's a lot of information and it's not very direct on what that information is, because a lot of cases, a lot of theorists, a lot of judges who say this and that, and then the judge contradicts this judge, and then at the end I'm like, so who's correct? Because every day the law changes. So it's something that I'm still trying to grasp my mind on. But guys, it's been a journey. So this is where I am, and I hope you got some good insight if you're thinking of going to law school. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Ay, still not understanding.